Hey guys, so today you and I are going to talk about juniors and seniors. So let's get into it. So the question in question was, Frederick, is it true that software developers should never teach everything to the juniors? Because once the junior developers learns all their skills, the senior developer will be kicked out. Nope. The demand for senior level experiences and people who know what they do in software is so high that a senior software developer who knows what they're doing is worth more than gold. They are worth their weight in gold, or any money unit that you want. Uh, and it is practically impossible for a senior software developer to teach a junior everything that they know, because the reality is that that's sort of the best analogy that I can give you is that if you have a personal trainer, that personal trainer can teach you everything they know about fitness in a fairly short amount of time, because our current understanding of fitness is actually very limited in comparison to what you might think. So all the theory and all the stuff that you want to learn, you will be able to learn in not an unreasonable amount of time. But that doesn't mean that you're going to be as fit as they are, because they are a different person with different, a different biology, or like not biology, but they have a different genetic setup. They have more years of training, etc., etc. They are at a different stage in their life. There are many circumstances that make them who they are and make you who you are. And so the thing that usually replaces, say, a senior software developer with a junior one has less to do with that the junior knows, quote unquote, all the things that the senior knows. That's actually a very good thing, usually. The thing that gets you kicked out is that you can't perform to expectations. And I've been part of situations where seniors have been fired, and usually when they get fired, it is because they're either assholes to other people, they like have a bad attitude, or they're not actually that good, like they have they don't produce all that well and cost a ton of money. So you kick them out as well, because you can hire a junior or mid-level who actually does the job better. And so the senior training the junior, like I know that there is this idea that a junior being, as I like to say to people, if you're so bad at your job that you can get a junior software developer to do it for you, then the problem is not that you teach them what they know. Then the problem is that because then they're going to learn it without you. I basically promise you that, because all the things that a senior knows, practically, if you're that bad at your job, can be taught on the damn internet. It's what I sell. I tell companies the same thing. If you hire a person based on the fact that they have a tool on their CV and you don't actually look at the person as a whole, is this a real engineer? Is this the sort of person who is going to roll up their sleeves and actually solve your problem? Or are they just going to be the sort of person who you expect you to spoon feed them the solution and then just say, hey, build this thing with this tool that you have? This is how you cripple an entire organization, because if you have, it's like having a monkey with a wrench. The monkey only knows how to use the wrench, but the monkey doesn't know how to solve a problem. And that is what a real engineer, well, it's not just an engineer, it's a smart person, a really smart person, be it a scientist, like a salesperson, it doesn't really matter. An intelligent, wise person understands the difference between knowing how to use a tool or a few tools to do something in a mechanical fashion without thinking, and actually using your brain, actually understanding that it's so insane. In a sense, it's actually the saddest thing, because it's the same thing with mathematics. Most kids, they just learn how to write a formula, but they never really learn how to think in a way where mathematics actually helps them solve problems, which I think is sad. It's similar to learning how to speak a language, but you don't saying the words in a foreign language, but not really understanding how to use them or how to speak with them. And for us software developers, it's exactly the same thing. That's why I tell people that learning how to code, guys, that's just the first part. It's like when you learn how to play an instrument, that's just the first thing that you do. Then you have to start making songs and use your skills in with the guitar or whatever instrument you're using, right? To create music, to use it as part of your creative process. And software development works the same way. Software is just a way for you to, it's a tool to solve the problem. And so if you don't have the ability to solve the problem, or understand how the problem can be solved, then then it's not going to be that tricky for anybody to replace you. Then I can find many people who can replace you. The juniors, the reason why people look down on juniors is not because, and this is, I think, is funny, because I've met juniors where I know that once they pass the junior stage, because the thing that you have to get about being a junior is that this doesn't mean that this person is stupid. It doesn't mean that they're not like an intelligent person or so forth. I met juniors that are smarter than seniors. The problem is that they have not had the time to, as I said with the fitness guru, to practice their craft to the point where they feel stable and confident in the tool that they need in order to do the thing that they're supposed to be doing, which is solving problems. And that's why I have my own, like when I hire juniors, I look for very specific traits within the person that I'm hiring, because I know that that's a junior that is, once I have trained that person will be better at this job than this other idiot that I'm paying that has 20 years, who is just in my way all the time, and I can never give that person any type of responsibilities because they're basically an idiot, but they know how to write the code. So what I want you to take away from this is that no, there is no risk to you as a senior software developer unless you're incompetent, in that your junior is going to replace you and you're going to get kicked out. One part is that even if you are incompetent, most companies won't be able to figure out that you are incompetent, and the demand for senior level experience is so high that if you can just produce code, even if you're really shitty at it, you might still keep the job, because that's how desperate people are for anybody who can just produce some type of results, unfortunately. And for me, the thing that really matters is whether or not a senior software developer meets the expectations. Because the juniors, like, even if you train them, guys, it takes years of practice to get so good at software development that you can do it confidently. And even when that happens, unless you can find other people to replace the senior, they're probably not going to be kicked out. The times that you get kicked out as a senior software developer is when you have a really bad attitude, you mistreat people, or you cause a lot of problems, or you're not in line with the value systems of the company or something like that, or when you're not actually that good and you're costing the company a lot of money. That's usually when you get replaced. But on average, you don't have to be worried about the juniors replacing you, because most of them, they're just trying to learn how to use the tools. And my tip to everybody is to understand that look for people who are going to be able to solve problems, not just people who learn how to code. That's one part of it. But the really true master level programmers, rockstar programmers, the future of your company, are going to be the people who can use the tool of programming to solve your problem for you. Creative thinkers, people who can analyze situations and really understand problems. And you can find those people at the junior level all the way up to the senior level. And it's better to invest in people like that than it is to just hire someone based on seniority. Have a great day.